Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez will pay the ultimate price for one massive mistake. Democrat socialist Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez rocketed to stardom based on her far-left views and social media savvy. But now she has found herself in hot water. That's because Ocasio-Cortez just made a massive mistake that she will pay the ultimate price for. Every media outlet wants a piece of Ocasio-Cortez. She receives glowing profiles and puff-piece interviews with every so-called mainstream media outlet. Their claims that they hold politicians to the strictest scrutiny are laughable when you absorb the actual coverage Ocasio-Cortez receives. But these friendly interviews sometimes lead to the biggest gaffes because the subject has their guard down. A prime example of how softball interviews can lead to danger was the Washington Post's sit-down with Ocasio-Cortez. The Post's Elise Viebeck mainly asked Ocasio-Cortez what it felt like to be so wonderful. But Viebeck also quizzed her about the attention she receives from the right. Right-leaning websites and media personalities routinely mock Ocasio-Cortez for her shallow thoughts and insane policy proposals. She recently attracted much scorn from freedom-loving Americans when she proposed 70% tax rates on high incomes. Viebeck also asked Ocasio-Cortez why she believes the right views her as a threat. Ocasio-Cortez answered, "Because I fight back. I don't know what they say, but I think they are attracted to conflict. They need a foil. I don't think they see that they're losing the war. They're making all these battles, but they're losing the war. Because they're playing old-school politics, like, oh, I'm sorry, you think that faking a nude photo is going to take a woman down in 2019? Think again, brother." Then the interview began to spiral out of control. I was surprised and I was annoyed because it was a new tack. They've been for a very long time focusing on taking quotes out of context or manipulating them or making it seem as though I said things that I didn't say. This was different in that it was an outright fraudulent thing. You can tell that they're getting into hysterics because now you're getting into my actual body, which is definitely crossing a level, definitely crossing a line, Ocasio-Cortez began. But then the freshman Democrat used a crude term for a disturbing sex act to describe what she planned to do in Congress over the next 2 years. I also think it's encouraging because this is my 6th day in Congress and they're out of all their artillery. The nude is supposed to be like the bazooka. You know, like, we're going to take her down. Dude, you're all out of bullets, you're all out of bombs, you're all out of all this stuff. What have you got left? I'm 6 days into the term, and you already used all your ammo. So enjoy being exhausted for the next 2 years while we run train on the progressive agenda, Ocasio-Cortez fumed. Had President Trump made a similar remark, it would be the leading fake news on CNN and MSNBC for days. But because it was a Democrat, so-called journalists simply swept it under the rug. We will keep you up to date on any new developments in this ongoing story.